What's up guys, Messi Ronaldo Collector here, and today I want to be giving you 3 tips when purchasing Pokemon cards from Yahoo auctions and Mercari and purchasing directly from Japan to your country. Now my first tip might not be a popular one and I might get a lot of hate for it, but I would personally just avoid purchasing from these websites in general for Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and other TCG cards. Now the reason why I say that is because, to be honest with you, most of the time that I have trouble or problems whenever purchasing things online is with Pokemon dealers. I don't have the same problems when I'm dealing with F1, soccer cards, or basketball cards. And there's a number of reasons why this happens. One is because PSA is still not the standard when it comes to TCG and Pokemon cards, whereas in basketball, it's a lot more prevalent. You see a lot more PSA slabs out on the market for basketball cards. However, it's a little bit rare and it's a little bit more unusual to see Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards. I'm not saying that you don't see it. However, it's still not the standard within Japan. So what you're going to have is a lot of eBay gem mints. And when you receive the items, there's a ding in the card or whatever, whatnot. And if you're purchasing from a middleman like Bai or these other options, you can't really fight it. Once it arrives to your country, it's been 30 days, 40 days, and you can't do a return. Or even if you did want to do a return, you're gonna have to ship it all the way back to Japan, and it's gonna be too much of a hassle for you. So I would personally find a dealer or someone, a connection that can get you these items in person. There's tons of Pokemon stores within Tokyo and Akihabara. There's a lot of places where you can go in store and purchase Pokemon goods, and this person can inspect the card for you, take a look at it. Even it's different whenever you see a picture online and when you actually have it in your hand. You can look at it from different angles. There's all sorts of things. So what you're really going to want to do is find a middleman. Now you might be paying a little bit of a higher price. However, you're going to have the assurance that you're purchasing something that you actually wanting in terms of condition. So my first tip is to just avoid Pokemon dealers and TCG dealers online in terms of Mercari and Yahoo. The only time that I really do purchase something online is if it's extremely rare, if it's an extreme steal, or I could tell that the writer of the person selling it, I could tell it's a mom, and it's like I could tell there's someone very diligent based on their writing and their dictation. However, if you don't know Japanese, you're not going to be able to tell that. So my suggestion for you is to go through a dealer. Now another thing that I would personally avoid is 86 yen shipping on Yahoo auctions, as well as any listings on Mercari or on Mercari where it's regular postage or postage is not determined yet. The reason why is because these people are trying to save every penny. Mercari shipping, Meri Pay, or Raku Pay, it's already pretty cheap. It's like 175 yen, which is equivalent to $1.50. It comes with tracking, insurance, and whatnot. But these people are trying to cut corners, trying to save every penny. And from my experience, usually these people also don't include your cards in a top loader. So these are not the type of people that I want to be dealing with personally. Maybe if you're selling other types of goods, it's okay. However, I feel like there's like type of collector's courtesy when it comes to shipping cards. I feel whenever I ship cards, I always put them in the top loader and put them in a bubble mailer, and I expect the same to be done to me. However, these people that are trying to save every penny, you can't expect them to send it in a top loader, and a lot of times they won't. So I would just avoid that in general. Now my second tip that I have for you is, let's say you do purchase something online off Mercari, Yahoo auctions, or any other e-commerce website in Japan. Let's say you have a friend in Japan. You're like, oh, okay, I'm going to just send it to my friend's address. Well, what you're going to want to do is, instead of using your name, you're going to want to use your friend's name. Now, I just shipped something using Yupaku, and it just came back to me, and I sold it to someone on Mercari. And the reason why, according to the post office, is because they could not confirm that this person was living at that address. So I'm assuming it was some guy who used their friend's address. However, they used their own name, and so the post office, they didn't want to send it to that person. The reason why is because in Japan, fraud and it's called sagi, but it's basically fraud in Japanese. It's one of the most prevalent crimes within Japan. So that's the reason why the post office is a lot more careful. Maybe in your country, the post office doesn't actually look at the receiver's name. However, in Japan, if it is registered mail, if it does have tracking on the mail, they will check. So instead of using your name, make sure you use your friend's name. Now, my last tip is whenever you're shopping on eBay in your own country, whether it's eBay USA, eBay UK, or eBay Germany, one of the things that I tend to notice is that whenever the item is from Japan, I would say almost 80 to 95% of the time, it's a drop shipper. I would see a lot of items from Japan. Even sometimes I see my own items being drop shipped in the US. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put in the title, Google Translate it, and see if it's available in Mercari or Yahoo auctions. Now, I personally do not like it when someone lists some of my items and tries to drop ship off me. It just creates a lot of hassle, because if there is something that goes wrong, I want to be able to directly talk to the purchaser, not through this dropshipper middleman. And so I think that you also, as a buyer, want to be purchasing directly from the seller, not a middleman who doesn't really have as much incentive or control over how much they can help you out. So those are just my 3 tips, guys. One is using a direct dealer, a Pokemon card dealer, or someone, a middleman, to help you out rather than going to auction sites or Mercari directly yourself. 2 is to avoid cheap shippers. They will not put your cards in a top loader often. What they'll do is they'll like stick your card on like a piece of cardboard. Bro, like what? I hate that. And like I hate like just like being so careful and trying to take off the tape off the cardboard. Like I'm so sick of that. I can understand if the card is like, you know, under like $3, $5, if it's something cheap, but it makes me rage whenever I purchase something over like $30, even $20. I feel like you should include something in a top loader. Like I include a top loader in all my cards. It doesn't really matter the price. I'm just worried about my feedback. So, but there's a lot of people out there that don't care. So just avoid cheap shippers. And 3, if you're purchasing from your own country's website and it says postage from Japan, postage from Hong Kong, just be careful. You're probably being drop shipped off. So I would just consider researching on the Japanese websites directly myself. But those are my 3 tips when it comes to shopping off Mercari or Yahoo auctions from Japan. Now, if there's any other things that you would like for me to cover, whatever it comes to shopping in Japan, let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to get to them. Thank you guys, and take care and happy collecting.